Guys, and here's the project we're gonna make today. It's a light up shadow box, and it's got a little hope medallion inside. It says it's little flowers with, and it says hope. So I hope you'll stick around and watch this. All right, I love you guys. Hi guys, I'm here with another project, and this is gonna be a light up shadow box. Where I got my shadow box was at the thrift store. But I know that they do have them at Hobby Lobby. Couldn't think of the name. So anytime I go to the thrift store, which isn't that often, but when I do, if I see any kind of shadow box or picture frame that could be used as a shadow box that has deep enough inside, I always buy it because I never know in the future when I would need one for a project. And they're really useful. So when you see them, grab them. Also, what I got are these wall stencils from Dollar Tree. I thought these were so beautiful. I love the flowers. Okay, and I found flowers that are similar to this. So I thought, how cute would that be inside? This is going to be our background, and this is going to be in the front. And we're going to need a pack of fairy lights. All right, and you're going to need some chalk paint. I have Waverly chalk paint in white from Walmart. I think this was $9, $10. And then I have, not black, we don't need black. I used gray. What color is this? Charcoal. This I also got from Walmart. I think it was on sale for like 50 cents a bottle. Might have been $1.39, but it's pretty cheap. Okay. Also, these flowers were from Dollar Tree. Also, I didn't tell you, they were orchids, sorry. Yeah, these were the only ones I could find, but I thought they were so beautiful. I love orchids. Anyway, I took the white chalk paint and the gray, and I mixed them together. I didn't use equal parts. I used way less of the gray than I did of the white chalk paint. And then I just popped this back out. Being careful, because this comes apart in like 3 pieces. I popped this back out, and then, let me put this on the floor. Hold on, guys. Because we're only going to be working with this background for right now. And then I painted it with the paint that was mixed, the gray and the white chalk paint mixed together, and it made it a very light gray background. Okay, you're also going to need some floral foam from Dollar Tree, and you're also going to need some sandpaper, which they also have at Dollar Tree, and a little paint holder if you want. That's not necessary, and of course your glue gun. Okay, so we're going to get started, and we're going to peel these off of here, and we're going to stick these onto our background. Okay, let me do that, and I will be back because I want to concentrate on where I want to put them and figure it out before I show you guys what I did. Okay, all right, I'm back, guys, and what I decided to do was try to make like a background for this. Like we're gonna have like a background and a foreground for our shadow box. So I decided that the background is going to be a mixture of Waverly white chalk paint and some Apple Barrel 2 blue paint. I mixed way more white than I did with the blue, and I came up with this like cornflower colored looking blue, which I think is going to look really pretty in the background. And I'm just taking a big foam brush, and I'm just gently going from side to side motions. I want to make it look like a sky with like you know, clouds in it, a blue sky, but I want it to have a little bit of dimension. So it's going to have spots that are painted heavier with blue than others, and that's fine. Okay, and that is what we're going to do for the background. If you want to just leave it with the gray, you can also do that. It'll still look pretty, but I think it's going to look a lot cooler once you see what the rest of my idea is that we're going to do. We also need moss, just in case I didn't tell you that. I don't think I did, but we're also going to need some moss, some reindeer moss, and they do have that at Dollar Tree. I'm going to continue with this, get this done, and then we'll get to the sticker part. Okay, so I have my first flower off, and I'm going to put it all the way in the corner so it reaches the top of the board and on the edge and all the way down to the bottom. Okay, you're going to make sure that it's not going over the edge, because if it does, it's going to get smushed. Okay, be very gentle when you take it off of the paper that it comes on, because you see these little stems here, they're very delicate, and if you pull hard, they're going to just rip. So peel it nice and slowly. Okay, Once you have it in the spot that you like, you can work on your next flower. Peel that one off of the back. Be very gentle with it, okay? Don't forget, you get one on the front, one on the back. So, or you can just use two of the same if you want to, because these two are the same. And on the back, then these two would be the same. So you choose, do you want to use the front and the back, or just the fronts, or just the backs? However you want to do it, it's your project, so just figure it out. I am going to go and use the other different one, because I like variety, so I'm going to put that one on there. And then I may put another one on. I'm going to see how full it looks, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do now, I have this on here. So you see this is going to hang down, so all you're going to need to do is like bend it so you can see where the edge is that you need it to stop at. Give it a little crease there with your finger, and then take a pair of scissors and cut it off, okay? That will take that will resolve that issue. What I'm doing now is I've ripped a piece of my sponge apart, right? I ripped a piece of my sponge apart. I dipped it in the cap of the chalk paint, or just use around the edge of the top. You're not going to use very much, right? And then you're just going to dab it onto your paint, or onto your background here. And if you need to lift up a piece of the flower that you put down, then just lift up that piece, okay? Lift up the corner, see, it'll pop up, and then you can do underneath. Make sure that if you see how this is all gloppy like that, just take a very, very tiny bit of water, okay, and get your sponge wet, and then dab it back on here, and it'll fluff out the paint a lot better. Instead of making it so harsh, it'll soften it up. Okay, and then what we're trying to do is we're trying to make clouds. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're making clouds in the background. So you can make as many clouds in here as you want, or as little as you want. It's up to you. But remember, the closer that they are to you, the bigger they're going to be. The farther away they are, they're going to be really little. So if you were looking in between here, you might want to just make really tiny ones in here, so that it looks really far off in the distance. All right. And then and then I can't even talk. I'm sorry. I'm having a heck of a day here. I started another project, and I was almost finished. I was in the middle of taping my YouTube video, and then the thing falls completely apart. And I had it together with Gorilla Glue, so I don't understand this. I tried to screw it together. The screws that I have aren't long enough, of course. Why would they be? I'm telling you, every time I go to do a YouTube video for you guys, it's some major catastrophe that is trying to prevent me from coming on here and doing my thing. But I'm not going to let it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep moving on, trudging on, and just roll with it, I guess. I don't know. But, all right, I'm going to finish adding all the clouds that I want to add onto mine, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, guys, so what I'm doing now is I took my shadow box apart. It came into 3 sections, and there is a picture frame kind of thing that's holding the glass in, but I'm going to try to find another way to hold the glass in that hopefully works, because I want this to be a flat bottom here. So I'm going to think about maybe tacks or glue or both, or little tiny nails or something. I'm going to figure that out. But what I did was I took some sandpaper from Dollar Tree, and I went all around the outside and all around the inside and scrubbed. And so you could see the wood through through the finish that's on this piece. I took off the edges and sanded the middles, and I did the whole part all around the outside, all the edges and all the insides. Okay, so once you do that, then wipe it with a wet rag to get all the dust off, and then you're going to take your white chalk paint, and then you're just going to dip your brush in, and you're going to sloppily paint this project. Just, you know, you don't have to be neat about it. You don't have to worry about if it goes on thicker in one area and thinner in another. You're just going to, you know, paint it just like this. You don't have to be an artist to do this. Okay, so don't think that it's hard. It's not going to matter if it's thicker in one spot or the other. You want a little bit of that finish, that dark finish that comes through anyway. It'll make it look more worn and weathered. Okay. And you're going to let that dry. Once that's dry, then you're going to take some more sandpaper. You're going to go back and you're going to sand off some of this white chalk paint. Not a lot. You don't want a lot to come off. You just want very little to come off, okay? In some spots. All right, it's a very sloppy job. That's what we want it to be, okay? So, let me grab out a fresh piece of sandpaper. Or maybe two. And we're going to find a spot that's dry. I fold my sandpaper like this. It's just easier to hold. This side should be pretty dry. And you're just going to gently rub it. Doesn't really matter what grit sandpaper it is either. Don't go crazy about that either. But you're just going to take a little bit off. Do the edges. You can do the edges pretty hard to get the wood to show through. Missed a spot. And if you don't like how that looks, if you did too much, then all you simply do is go back in with your chalk paint and paint where you don't like how much paint came off. Or if you don't even want to sand it after you paint the white on it, after you sand it the first time, then don't. It's totally up to you on how you want to do it. If you want to sand it, you think it'll look better sanded after you painted it, then sand it. If you don't want to, you think it's an extra step, a hassle, whatever, don't do it. You know, if you want to sand it down and then try to put more paint on, if you think that'll turn out better, there's a million ways you can do this. You can paint it solid white if you don't like the way that it looks like this. Or you could just leave it in the finish that it is that you buy it in the store. Completely up to you. I kind of like it just like this with a little bit showing through. It looks kind of worn. And that's what I'm going to go with. All right. So, once you have all this done and all painted and everything, this little lip, first find out where your glass is going to go. My glass is going this way. I know that because there's a little mini frame that's around on the inside here to prevent it from falling all the way through. So I know that this is going to be the front and this is going to be the back. Okay? So I'm going to try, I think I'm going to, you know what, I think I'm going to need this stupid piece. See, mine has this dumb piece that I have to put in here, which I'm really not a fan of, but I think if I don't put this stupid piece in here, it's gonna make my back piece with the flowers on fall out. Because I think that's just enough room here on the edge. There's just enough room here for that to fit in. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to keep this piece. So I'm gonna paint this piece white as well. Same way I just did all this. Then I'm going to take pieces of foam. Now, if you don't have a pair of scissors, I do have a big straight razor somewhere. I have no idea where it went to. It was for polymer clay. It's MIA. So, if you don't feel like getting up, use a piece of craft wire. And what I'm going to do is just take these little blocks of foam and I'm going to glue them to the bottom here, just like this, right? Hang on, I want to get another one. And I'm going to keep gluing them down like that. All along the bottom. Of course, they're going to be, you know, the same height. And then you're going to need one for the corner, so I'm just going to chop this in half. Oh, let me show you what I'm doing here, if I can. I'm just, here's my foam, here's my wire, and I'm just going, boom, that easy. And then smush these on the side like that, okay? Then once you have them all ready to go, they're all, if they're off a little bit, it's okay. It's all right. you're going to want to put the moss on top of all this. So, because, okay, this is the front, this is where the glass is going to be. So you're going to want to make sure that this is all covered in moss, this foam. So, paint your frame if you have, I just want to glue this down first after I paint this frame, if you have this frame. If you don't have to worry about it. But then, if you don't have this stupid frame like I do, you can just glue it to the bottom of your shadow box right here, right in the front where the glass would go. All right, I'm going to paint this real quick and then glue my foam down and cover it with moss, and I will be back to show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, you know what? I call shenanigans on this bullshit. Now, I'm trying to paint this, and this shit fell right apart. Now I see why this shit's at the thrift store. Are you, like, what is going on today? Okay, first one thing, now this is the second one. Really? Really? All right, you know what? I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm going to keep going. I'll paint this shit just like this and slap it in there. I don't care. You ain't stopping me. I'm going to get this done. I'll be back. Okay, just so you can see what I'm doing here. How I'm doing this. I'm taking each little block and I'm taking the glue gun and I'm putting glue on the front and the tops. Okay. And then I'm just going to cover it with moss. This is going to be a bit messy. Be careful, don't burn yourself through the moss. And the moss is dusty when you pull it apart. Okay, once you have that done, then you have two sides, the top and the front done. Then just flip it over on the bottom. I have this all over me. And then just pile the glue on the bottom. And then just stick it in line with the other one. Just like that. Now I'm going to need two little pieces, so I'm going to glue these together first. Sandwich them together like this. And then we have a bigger space to work with here. Okay. And then I'm going to cover the front here and the top. Be very careful with this thin one here. Just roll it in the okay. Then you're going to want to just, this one probably won't even need glue on the bottom. I'm going to put it on anyway because you're going to smash it into the corner here because this is just a little gap here that doesn't, so just keep wiggling it down. You'll get it. Okay. Just want to make sure that it's covered. All right, I just need a little bit of coverage on there. You're going to need to clean your glass after all of this is done because it is messy. You can see it's all over my hands and all over the table. There's like powder. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it's all over? All right, so now we're going to take our flowers and I'm going to leave the green parts on. I was kind of bummed I bought this one with one less flower on it. I don't know where it was when I bought it, but This literally was the only one at one store, and that was literally the only one at a different store. And I really like these flowers so much that I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to deal with it. I'm going to leave the green on the leaves on my flower stem. And these you just have to decide how tall do you want them. I might only use one of these, I don't know. Okay, so you're going to turn it like this. And then you're going to find a spot, a starting spot, and stick it down in there. And then I would suggest getting your background. Hold on. I have to fix my, there's this one part of this cloud that is a little bit too much. I need to tone it down a little bit. So I'm just sticking my sponge in some water. Trying to tone down this one cloud here. All right. So you're not going to see the bottom of this anyhow. Whoops. Get out of there. All right. So now you're just going to decide how do you want your flowers, how tall do you want them? Okay? And how many do you want? Like this one, I think I'm going to cut just a tiny bit. I think I'll probably only use one bunch of these, and I'll save the other ones for another project. That's really pretty like that. We're going to leave that one like that. I'm going to put this one over here. I'm going to cut this one just a little bit, because I don't want them all the same height. I want to give this guy a little cut too. Yeah. Okay. Once you have it arranged the way you want, you could also put little rocks on the bottom if you wanted to. Once you have it arranged the way you want, the only thing left to do is to then glue in your fairy lights, which they're going to just get glued, you know, up and around where the frame is, all around through there. So let me do that, and then we're pretty much done. So I'll be right back after I glue them in. Okay, here is our finished shadow box. It has the lights in. You can adjust the flowers before you put your background in. And I think it turned out pretty cute. Also, if you want to take some glue, some Aleene's Tacky glue, you can get that at the Dollar Tree, or regular school glue, and mix it with a little tiny bit of water and just paint it over top of the wall stickers. That way they will not pop up and lift off. I see that they're lifting up a little bit. I'll do that at another time probably. But for right now, I'm going to call it quits. And I hope you like this. I hope you enjoyed this. Also, I just wanted to say, if you can't find a shadow box, there are other alternatives that you can use at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to show you in 1 second. Okay, so this is what you can use as a little shadow box as an alternative. I know it has this front on, but if you go and get acetone, 100% nail polish remover, or 100% nail polish remover. Oh my God, nail polish remover, 100% acetone. Duh, thank you. There you go. Brain's not working. you can easily take this off. It comes off like nothing with that stuff. All right, so this would be a much smaller scale, obviously, but it still could be cute. You could still do something cute just like we just did. And you can stick stuff to this too. And put lights in it. You can do all the same thing. You can do whatever you want inside. Endless possibilities of things you can put in here and ways to design it. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and check your local thrift stores for shadow boxes or deep picture frames that you can decorate and redo and reuse and repurpose. So I hope you enjoyed this little fun springtime light up shadow box, and I love you guys. A lot more projects are coming, and just keep going on when life throws you curves. You just got to keep going, just like I did with this thing breaking after the other project broke. You just got to keep trudging along. All right, I love you guys. Guys, I just wanted to add this in there, that I did add a little medallion inside, and I just glued it in there. I thought it was a little bit too plain, and I wanted some kind of words, spring. These medallions from Dollar Tree. Or you could use the metal words of welcome or spring if you found one or have one. Blossom they had, and hope. But I think hope would be appropriate for now, with all this coronavirus garbage going on. And I think a lot of people could use some hope. So I thought it was fitting to go in there and put that in there. So if you don't want to put a medallion in there, words in there, you don't have to. You could also use paint and paint words in there, like welcome or spring or blossom or flower or something, or a saying, anything. Or even use those wall clings. Sometimes they have words on there that are really nice, Bible verses or whatever. You know, you could put whatever you want in here. I just wanted to give you a couple ideas and see the update of what I did to it. So and I did add a bow, and I did add some ribbon that went on the side, and I kind of made it diagonal, go from the side to the top. And I just thought it needed a little something. You could also take glitter and put glue around the frame, and then sprinkle glitter on there, which I might also do that too. I don't know, I just thought it needed something a little extra. You know me, I'm a little extra sometimes, but whatever. Anyway, hope everybody is staying safe, and we're all gonna make it through this. Just keep washing your hands and stay inside when they tell you to stay inside. And I know it can make you go batshit, and you can have cabin fever being inside, but try to clean, try to organize, try to make a new recipe, paint your nails, paint your toes, you know, do fun things with your kids or grandkids, if they're with you, you know, if you all live together. I got bored the other day and I groomed my dog. I don't know. There's things that you could do, but yeah, watch YouTube, watch my channel. I'm going to try to think of things to give you more ideas to do at home, but I love you guys. I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you in the next video.